Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a trouble code that can seem really scary at first. U0100, which stands for Lost Communication with ECM. PCMA. Sounds complicated, right? Don't worry. We're going to break it down step by step, so you know exactly what it means and how to tackle it. This code can pop up on almost any modern vehicle, from Ford and Chevy to Toyota and Honda. So this is information every car owner should know. So, what exactly is U01? Imagine your car's computer system is like a team of experts. You have the main boss, the engine control module or powertrain control module, the ECM or PCM. Then you have other experts managing the transmission, the brakes, the instrument cluster, and so on. They all need to talk to each other constantly to make sure your car runs smoothly and safely. This communication happens over a network, most commonly called the CAN bus. The U0100 code gets set when one or more of these modules hear from the boss the ECM. It's like the team leader suddenly went silent, and nobody knows what to do. When this happens, you might experience some pretty serious symptoms. Your car might not start at all, or it could start, but then immediately stall. You might find it runs poorly, with rough idling or hesitation. Another common sign is the check engine light flashing, or even a whole bunch of warning lights on your dashboard lighting up like a Christmas tree. In some cases, your gear shifter might get stuck in park, or the transmission could go into limp mode, where it's stuck in one gear to protect itself. These symptoms happen because without instructions from the ECM, the other modules are basically flying blind. Now, let's get to the important part. What causes this communication breakdown? You might think the ECM itself is toast, and while that's possible, it's actually one of the least common causes. The number one culprit, believe it or not, is often a weak or failing battery. Modern cars are packed with electronics, and they need a stable, strong voltage to communicate properly. If your battery voltage drops too low, especially during cranking, it can cause data corruption and communication errors, triggering the U0100 code. It's the electronic equivalent of a weak phone signal. So, the very first thing you should always check is your battery and the charging system. Get a multimeter and check the battery voltage. A healthy, fully charged battery should read around 12.6 volts with the engine off. With the engine running, you should see the alternator charging it at around 13.7 to 14.7 volts. If your battery is old or the voltage is low, that's your most likely suspect. Also, take a close look at your battery terminals. Are they clean and tight? Corrosion is a major enemy of good electrical connections. Clean them up with a wire brush if you see any of that fuzzy green or white stuff. If the battery and charging system check out, the next step is to inspect the wiring and connectors. The CAN bus network is just a pair of wires that run throughout the car, connecting all the modules. These wires can get damaged from vibrations, heat, or even rodents chewing on them. Look for any signs of frayed, broken, or corroded wires, especially around the ECM. Pay close attention to the main ground connections for the engine and the ECM. A looser or corroded ground strap can cause all sorts of bizarre electrical gremlins, including this U0100 code. A poor ground is like trying to have a conversation in a room with terrible acoustics. The message gets lost. Another potential cause is a blown fuse. The ECM and other control modules are all protected by fuses. Check your owner's manual to locate the fuses for the ECM, PCM, and other related systems. Pull them out one by one and visually inspect them. If you find a blown fuse, you've likely found a key part of your problem. But remember, fuses blow for a reason, usually a short circuit. So you'll still need to investigate why it blew in the first place. Finally, if you've checked the battery, the grounds, the wiring, and the fuses, and everything looks good, then you might start to suspect a faulty module. It could be the ECM itself, or it could be another module on the network that is failing and creating so much noise that it is disrupting communication for everyone else. Diagnosing a bad module usually requires a more advanced scan tool that can communicate with each module individually. This is where it might be a good idea to consult a professional mechanic, as they have the tools and experience to pinpoint the exact source of the failure. To sum it all up, if you see a U0100 code, don't panic and assume the worst. Start with the simplest and most common fixes first. Check your battery and its connections. Inspect all the related fuses and grounds. Carefully look over the wiring harness for any damage. More often than not, the solution is simpler and cheaper than you think. By following these logical steps, you can save yourself a lot of time, money, and stress. Thanks for watching, and I hope this guide helps you tackle the U0100 code with confidence. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Drive safe, and see you next time.